Hey, welcome. Live streaming World Championships for the age groups. The fourth one. Fantastic here in Hobart, Tasmania. I'm Nat Wickham and I'll be talking you through the first game, Colombia under-19 women against Canada under-19 women. We've got a minute to go and the girls are all in the water getting ready. I was lucky enough to see their pre-game warm-up. Fantastic. A few nerves. In the Canadian team, they've got 8 players coached by Pierre LaRose. They're going to have a really tough job this morning, well, for the whole tournament with 8 players. So only 2 subs, 6 girls in the water. And the Colombian girls, coached by Sergio, they've got a full squad. Their captain's sitting out today, Manuela. She's sitting out for the first match, so they've got Daniela as captain and Michelle as vice-captain. Okay. It's a great day in Hobart today. They would have walked down into the pool, 13 degrees today. Mount Wellington towering over us just out the window. Absolutely beautiful. 1,200 metres above sea level, Mount Wellington. Reminds me a bit of Stellenbosch. Right, we're counting down. We've got 22 seconds before the start of the game. Very exciting. We're down to 15 seconds. Right, so we're looking at Colombia in white to start with, Canada in black. Game's underway. So Colombia going from left to right. Okay, and Colombia taking the puck. All right. So Colombia making some pretty good drives at the moment, rotating round. And you can see they're starting to get up to the 5 metre D. So Canada will be pretty hard pushed to defend this, I think. Here we go, and they're making the big push into the goals, and I think it's been defended by Canada. All right, looks like the refs have pulled it up. And for the reffing crew today, we've got Roberto from Argentina, Simon from Tassie, or Australia, and John Coulser from America. So between them, I reckon we've got about 100 years' experience in the water there, just exaggerating slightly. So Colombia have just taken it straight in front of goals. Big push into the tray. And looks like there's been another infringement. No, we've got a goal. So first goal on the board for Colombia. Fantastic. So we've got 2 games going at the moment at the Hobart Aquatic Centre. In the other court, we've got New Zealand playing Australian under-19 girls. So that's a pretty tough game for them first up. Okay, so white, Natalia was the scorer for Colombia. Fantastic, and we're off again. It's good to see Canada taking a bit of a push there. We've got 3 refs in this game, getting in amongst it. The quality is really good in the aquatic centre this morning. You can see for the whole court. Let's hope it lasts that way for the whole tournament. Okay, so free puck for Canada, making another drive. Interesting enough, taking it up the wall. It'd be good to see them centre it and really push it into the tray. Yeah, it's a nice clean game. A lot of wall action. It'd be really good to see them open it up and use the whole court. The courts are a full size, so we're looking at 15 metre wide by 25 long, which is a lot of space to use. But, you know, first game nerves perhaps, or that might be their strategy this morning is just close it down.
And now after the first goal, it looks like the teams are relatively evenly matched at the moment, Rach.
Referee's taking a really good control of this game. It was interesting, the pre-game warm-ups for both these teams. Being the first game, I'm sure there was a lot of, you know, big nerves. Some of these girls would be one of their first big tournament. Though with the Canadian team, even though there's only 8 of them in eight girls for Canada, each of them have played for about 6 years, from all over Canada, Quebec, Kalgoorlie. It'd be interesting to see how long they've been playing together just before this tournament. Another goal scored, and the scores 2-0. Another goal for Natalia, number 4.
A very nice drive there by the Kiwis, maintaining possession.
Okay, lining up again. Those initial nerves would have settled a bit now, and the teams will start to slip into their rhythm. Nice big strong swim off from Canada. Let's see if they can make a bit of a push into the Colombians' defence. Okay, another call. Interesting to see what this call would be. It looks like it's against. Oh, okay, it's against Colombia. Once again, it's interesting. The Canadians, even though it's up in the Canadians' attack, they seem to take it to the wall rather than bring it across to the centre, which makes it really easy. A lot easier for Colombia to defend. All right, another infringement. Once again against Colombia. Let's see what the Canadian girls can do on this free. Nice and close to the subbing bench. All right. Canadian girls, excellent. Start to bring it across. A nice good push. And Colombians defended into the corner. The corner, I mean, for the Colombians, that's the place they want to go. It's easier for them to defend there and able to push it up the wall. Colombians really solid in defence.
That's a good position for the forwards. Looks like that was a goal unless the refs saw something different. They're all looking at each other. And that's confirmed as a goal in the Kiwis. Awesome.
It's like number 7 has gone down.
All right, so we're talking the 4th age championships here. Pretty exciting for the under-19s and under-23s. Great pathway for them to go into seniors. Interesting enough, I think the Turkish men, 8 of the under-23 team played in the seniors at Stellenbosch. So that'll be a very interesting team to watch later in the competition. Okay, the Canadian girls are making a pretty steady push here. They're making it really hard for the Colombians to pull it out. And another infringement. So the puck's been brought back. It looks like it's against the Colombians again. So we're mid-pool, so it'd be interesting to see what the Canadians do with this free. Straight up the wall. Tight curls by the Colombians. They make it really tough to get through. Very close to the bottom. And it looks like the Colombians have taken possession now. Excellent. So all right, so we've got Nick Martin sitting in now, helping with the commentary, which is pretty fantastic. And looks like he can take a bit of a break after all the running around and organising pre-comp. How's it all looking, Nick? Is everything going like clockwork out there?
Morning, Nat. Thanks for inviting me on to join you this morning. Looks like you've got a fierce game here. Colombia obviously looking to assert themselves early, getting 2 goals up. Look, it's great to get on here and take my mind off organising the tournament for a second. Everything seems to be working. No one's got any issues, and we've got 80 people watching in this court and 100 on the other court, so I think that's a great start.
Fantastic support, brilliant. And like I was saying, in the game that we're watching at the moment, the Canadians, they've got only 8 girls in their team, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can keep their pushing, going for the whole game, because, gee, they're making it hard for the Colombians.
Yeah, look, I've had a chat to these Canadian girls around the pool deck, and they're really excited to be here. Obviously, the under-19 girls division playing 3 games a day across 2 or 3 days of the tournament, so with only 8 players, that's going to be a massive effort for those girls.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not a position I'd like to be in, that's for sure. I think everyone likes to have at least 4 subs, 4 subs for the game. But, they've got a fair bit of experience. I was talking to Pierre earlier, and he said that, they've had, 6 years of playing, on average between those girls. So, they've started young, and they do look fit, look really fit. Now, just looking at the game now, it looks like Canada again have had a really good push, but the Colombians just seem to be, pretty strong in defence, taking it out to the corner.
Yeah, we've got a signal there on the surface. It looks like a stick infringement against Colombia. And, Canada really putting a lot of pressure on these Colombian girls here to try and peg one back. So they'll be really happy with how they're doing here at the start of this first half.
Yeah. Oh, and we've got a timeout for Colombia. This would be good because it's interesting watching the Canadians take their frees. Most of their frees have been taken straight up the wall, even though they're in attack. So I suppose once they get into a bit of a routine and a rhythm, maybe the coach will start to call it, taking it into the middle. I know it's dangerous. It opens it up a bit, but, that's where you want to attack your goals.
Yeah, we've got some great pictures there, Nat. That bird's eye view from the camera is really showing it off nicely. You see Sergio bringing his Colombian girls in there for a quick chat. He'll be pretty happy with where his team is right now. Yeah, it's interesting looking at those North American teams, and I think a standard for them is looking at sports like ice hockey and CFL and NFL, where they have a really strong culture and structure around set plays. And a lot of stoppages and trying to take advantage of those set plays. So it'll be interesting to see what the Canadian girls can do here, working on those set plays.
Yeah, well, here we go. They're just about to take the free right in front of goals. So all setting up on the bottom. Canadians, gee, they stick close to the bottom. It's really hard to get through them. Tight curls. Oh, hard to see what's happening. But another infringement. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, there's a bit of a breaking. Ref playing advantage there. Referee number 22 giving the team a warning there for breaking. It's the Canadian girls really strong on the bottom, really strong curl there to rip that off and recycle it back into the middle.
So we'll be setting up again right in front of the tray. Look, they should be getting this in here. It's their advantage. Big flick, strong flick. Oh, look, and I think the Colombians have pushed it out on the wall, which is good to the Colombians.
Yeah, excellent numbers on the bottom there from Colombia. And for the viewers back home, we do have a camera in that corner, but we're just having a few small technical issues with that one this morning. Obviously, first day running it out. We set them all up yesterday and everything's running smoothly, but you can be guaranteed that first game, few teething issues. So as soon as that camera's back online, we'll give you those shots from the corner there. So Colombia setting up again on their own goal tray as Canada goes for another one of their set plays, setting up with a lot of numbers behind the puck there, Nat.
Yeah, it's interesting. It looks like there's only 1 or 2 sitting on the tray, where you think you'd want all your players to drive it home, but look at that big strong break from Colombia. It's interesting with the cameras, Nick. You're saying with the ones in the pool, for the people that are watching the live stream, you'd notice that you're getting 2 different views. So you're looking from the stand side looking down, and then it flips around for the in-water cameras. So it just takes a while to get that perspective, doesn't it, Nick? So you know which way white and black are going.
Yeah, so we've tried to set everything up so it's all running from the one side with your standard broadcast setup, and we have managed to get it done with this one, with this court. Looking at the team lists there, as they play around here, learning the ropes on the switching in the channels. And we'll get back underwater here while the game's running. Romy, if we can flick back to the underwater camera here. Oh, There we go. We're back in the action. Play on the far wall there. Colombians doing a great job in defence. They've been up here for the last 5 minutes, Nat, but they're keeping the numbers down and really working their rotations on that back wall.
Yeah, look, fantastic effort from Canada. I mean, they're away from their sub bench, so these six girls that have been in here have been in without a sub for, like you said, a fair whack of this half. So well done. I was talking to Pierre, the coach of Canada, and asking, what he's been doing around Hobart when they first arrived, and they arrived on Sunday. So they're really looking forward to having a bit of a look around the place. Heaps to do in Hobart at the moment. So I hope they, I know you said 3 games a day. It's going to be hard for them to get out and look about, but maybe they'll get down to the Huon Valley Winterfest, which would be pretty nice.
And Colombia have done a fantastic drive here to get it up out of the back wall. We're having a few issues with our scoring cam, but it looks like they're right on the goal lip. We've got Colombia, numbers down. The Canadians on the surface. Go to the surface here. Referee signalling a goal. Looks like referee Simon Talbot from Hobart there. And that's a goal to Colombia, taking it to 3-0 there. Buenos dias, buenas noches, buena suerte, gracias for watching to all our viewers in Medellin, who I know will be watching from Colombia, to cheer on these Colombian girls. And 3-0 up with a minute and a half to go, Nat.
A minute and a half. Look, the scoreline 3-0 just it doesn't really indicate how close this game is. And like you said, there'll be heaps of people, grandparents, aunties, and uncles watching the game, which is fantastic. It's terrific that we can live stream it. There's been a lot of work done to get this to you all, and the crew that are here working to get the cameras, all going seamlessly. Fantastic job.
Yeah, and it looks like the number 2 from Colombia there, Catalina Alzate, scoring that goal. So congratulations to all her family watching back home. And 3-0, 48 seconds on the clock here, left to go. The game's back underway. Colombian girls streaming out off that strike. Looks like they're sending 2 out hard and bringing the puck straight to this close wall, Nat. Obviously working a set play there.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious, actually. They had the girls in the forward line were on the bottom, the backs are on the surface, so they're pretty confident that they're going to pull that play off. Obviously going for possession, and they're keeping really good possession with that play. So Nick, you were saying you have a lot to do with the Colombians. You've been over there a few times and helped out with tournaments and really enjoy it.
Yeah, look, they're a great community over there, and they're really putting the pressure on here at the end of this first half. Numbers down. Oh, the Canadians, great clearance there, clearing that puck out to the wall, and we've got the Colombians curling it back in. I think that'll be half time, Nat. And it's 3-0 to Colombia here in the first game of the 4th CMAS World Age Group Underwater Hockey Championships. Yeah, look, Nat, the Colombians is a real amazing hockey family. Very similar to Hobart, where we have a really tight community here that plays a lot. A lot of these girls and all their players down the pool 6 nights a week. Club Cardumen and the guys that organise that with Lugo and Pipe and Andreas. It's a huge effort, and Sergio, I think this is his first time coaching at a Worlds with the under-19 girls, and he looks like he's really got these girls well drilled.
So, Nick, when the Canadians, they come from, quite a few different provinces, I suppose. They have to travel a lot of distance to play together. What about the Colombians? Would these girls, they'd be from different clubs. Do they play a lot together, or do they have to travel a fair distance to get together to play?
Yeah, look, they have quite a few clubs there with Antioquia, Cardumen, Aletas, Galapagos. They're the sort of main clubs, and they have a lot of tournaments during the year. The Canadians, looking at those names, I'm going to stab a guess and say there's a lot of East Coast Canadians there and a lot of French Canadians. So mostly Quebec and Calgary, is it? Calgary, yeah. Well, I believe, Nat, both you and I travelled to Calgary in 2002 for the World Championships.
No, I didn't. I haven't been to Canada yet. So it's on the to-do list.
Yeah, so no, look, I was lucky enough to go there to the Worlds in 2002, which was a fantastic tournament. And obviously next year, the Elite Worlds in Quebec. So it's great to see 3 teams from Canada travelling this time. Actually, no, sorry, I lied. We've got 4 teams from Canada because we only had 3 teams last time. So first time Canada's brought 4 teams to a junior tournament.
Well, I mean, you would expect that, wouldn't you, with the next Worlds being in Canada? It'd be interesting. Looking at all the teams that we've got here, how many have fielded all 4, under 19 girls and boys, and under 23 girls and boys. So the teams are together now, and they'll be talking about how they're going to set up for the second half. That Canada is still in this game. They've shown that they can keep possession and they can really drive it and put it on the back line, the Colombians' back line. But what are they going to do to actually convert that to a goal? That'd be really interesting to see.
Yeah, look, I really think fitness is going to play a big part in this second half. Obviously, with only 8 players, the Canadian girls have got their backs against the wall, but there's a lot of Team Canada spirit there, and they'll be really excited to get back in and get back in the game. Sergio, we saw there, giving his girl some strong words, a lot of gesticulating. I like a lot of gesticulating from a coach. I think that's an important part. And we've got team referee on the far side there setting up. It's early in the morning here in Hobart, so not a lot of people in the stands this morning. It's a brisk morning. It was 2 degrees when I flicked my car on this morning, Nat. So I think as the day progresses, we'll get a lot more supporters down. I think we've sold 250 week-long supporters passes, so it's going to be great to see. And we're back underway, Nat, here in the second half.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm sure as the day warms up to its lovely 13 degrees, people will start coming out and coming down to the pool. I rode over the Tasman Bridge this morning to get here, and it wasn't that cold, Nick. Didn't even need gloves. Beautiful Hobart morning across the Derwent. Okay, so we're looking at, they're containing the puck at the moment. Neither team really wants to open it up, I suppose. But it looks like Colombia are making a little bit of a push there.
Yeah, it's fairly straight hockey we've got going on here. Seems to be a lot of curl, recycle the puck. So for the viewers back home, the curl, that's where we see the players changing direction and spinning their body around. We see one there. There's a curl coming around. As they drive down that far wall, the Colombians really look at the numbers streaming in behind that puck.
Yeah, it's interesting. You look at the progression from the under-19s into the under-23s, which, if you're watching the streaming all day, you'll see the under-23s play. And hopefully you'll see a bit more open play where they've got a little bit more confidence to take people on themselves and use the whole court. Because like I said, it's a big court, 15 by 25. There's plenty of space. So it looks Colombia have just scored 13 minutes in. So we're now 4-0.
So we've just missed who scored that goal there as we were too busy getting excited about the tournament here, Natalie. Apologies if the levels on this mic are a little live. We've just set this one up. But no, it looks like the levels are looking good. And we're back underway here. 4-0, Colombia up. And we see the Canadians really trying to clear that puck across and get a bit of drive here. But the Colombian girls really happy just to keep possession there, Nat. And that's great work from that young Colombian player.
Yeah, they have got really, really good skills when the play's in really tight. They're curling but then pulling it back through under their bodies and going back up the line, which, it's a good possessional hockey.
Yeah, I think we might have to work with this mic because we've got Stu coming through in the background here quite strong on this one, I think. But we've got a foul called up there. We'll switch to the surface. Referee sending 1 minute there. Looks like a stick infringement foul against Colombia. So one of the players there making contact with the player with their bat, Nat, instead of making contact with the puck.
Yeah, number 6 for Colombia. And it's if Canada have got possession, it makes it really frustrating if the opposition do, stick check you or go for the arm rather than the puck. It stops that drive.
Yeah, look, the refs seem to be onto it, but we've had a lot of flow in this game. But as I say that, the game gets stopped again as we flick to the surface with our surface camera. We've got the referee signalling on the bottom there to place the puck. If I can grab the surface camera from my technician next to me. We're all set and ready to go. We'll go back under the water here. It's Colombia right on their own goal trail. We'll have to see if they can get the numbers down to keep this out.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good drive. Colombians flat on the bottom and trying to take it out along the back wall.
Canada have got the numbers there, though. They're keeping the pressure on. We see the Colombian back cycling through. Canada player lurking on the tray for a second there, but it looks like it's been cleared to the corner now.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Colombia... another infringement, and it looks like, again, another stick foul.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, Nat. Have they given a team warning here for stick infringements? There's been quite a few, and we saw a player thrown a second ago, but no, they've let it go. It's good to keep the players in the water. We'd much rather see that. So Colombia really push back under pressure, down a player on this goal tray as Canada take it and drive it in.
And, oh, look, all bodies on the bottom. And the Colombians have to be really careful here because they could give away a penalty shot if that happens again in the 5 metre D. But they've cleared it, so well done to the Colombians.
Yeah, great numbers on the bottom, really working hard to clear that puck across. You see we're having a few slow switching issues here this morning, and it's our whole staff here, Nat, is all volunteers, which is a fantastic effort from the City of Hobart to bring all these people in. And on this first day, there's bound to be a few teething issues as people learn the cameras.
Yeah, the volunteers are all in purple, so when the camera pans around, you might see the numbers. I'm amazed at the amount of parents, relatives, and just, people that love underwater hockey, of which there are plenty, here giving up, over a week of their time. And, they've all been fed really well with Wing & Co. and Maria, one of the mums of the under-23 girls, bringing food in, and all her volunteers making sure that, they're all well fed and up to the job.
Yeah, so we see the puck getting cleared wide by Columbia here. They just managed to get those numbers on the bottom all the time, Nat. Really fit. They're playing in Medellin, a lot of these girls, where they're at sort of 1,500 metres. And they play in a 3 metre pool mostly back home. So coming back to 2 metres, their bottom time is just phenomenal.
Yeah, so training at altitude, that's, and a 3 metre pool. Wow, you couldn't have a better setup. I'd love to experience that for sure.
Yeah, we see a lot of the Canadians subbing there, but the rest of the team in the pool managing to maintain the puck over on that side wall and keep it out of that danger zone in the corridor. We see a bit of a drive from the Canadians, but straight, look at the numbers on the bottom for Columbia there, Nat.
Oh, one defender. She's really got her work cut out for her, and it looks like, the rotation of the Canadians just wasn't quick enough. And that poor defender was put under a lot of pressure. So well done, Columbia. Another goal for them.
Yeah, referee signalling a goal for that one. And it's for those viewers at home, the two arms in the air. You'll see each referee doing a little signal, looking with each other, all confirming that they're happy with the ref signal. And
as you notice, you've got your pool deck ref as well, who's communicating to the girls and the refs on the pool deck. So I think at any one time, Nick, we have 5 refs, don't we? 3 in the water, 1 on the pool side, and 6 actually, another 2 sitting at the desk. So it's a big crew of refs in any one game. So Columbia at 5-0, I think, they'd be feeling pretty confident at the moment with their defence. And now it'd be just nice to see them open it up and take a few risks, and practice a few different gameplays in this game.
Yeah, look, I reckon Sergio will be very happy with the way the Chicas are doing there, 5-0 up. This second half, really, we're starting to see Canada just that 8 players, having 2 players left in the game it's a real challenge for them, and they're really being gallant in this game in the way they have applied so much pressure.
Yeah, I think they'd have to be really pleased with their effort, actually. And I'm going to be really curious to watch their progression through the tournament, because sometimes, with 8 players, even though you're down a couple for substitution, those 8 players really link well together and they become like a well-oiled machine, So, I think there's a few things that work in their favour.
Yeah, look, it's amazing how adversity builds character and can really bring the best out of people. And the Canadian girls here really having a solid drive and putting a lot of effort. Oh, but from the sub bench, that young Colombian girl just clobbered the puck there, Nat.
Absolutely, it was magic. But I'm not sure what was pulled up there, but gee, I thought she was away. I think the Canadian wouldn't have seen her coming. And that's what's, you've got to be careful when you take it over to the opposition subbing bench, because that's a perfect opportunity for the opposition to get some fresh players in and really capitalise.
Yeah, look, I think the referees were playing advantage there for the stick infringement as the player was swimming across. There was a bit of contact with the arm and the body prior to taking the puck. The girl from the sub bench, great hit, but sadly her teammate prior to that had fouled, and Colombians picking it up and making a bit of a breakaway here. Yeah,
it's that left-hander too. I think she, it's you just don't. The left-handers gold in a team, because you're not expecting some of their tackles, and they just take the puck a different way, and it's very hard to defend against a left-hander.
Yeah, sneaky left-handers. And so we're still working on that camera in the corner, guys. It looks like we've got it up and going now, but we're just working on the angle. So you can see now the corner shots there. That's a great view, Nat. We can see that goal tray beautifully now.
Yeah, that really is. And look, the clarity of the water, Nick, I'm impressed. If it can stay like this for the whole tournament, you and I have both been on plenty of tournaments where, mid-competition you're struggling to see the other side of the pool. So fingers crossed. Well done, Hobart Aquatic Centre.
Yeah, and we're just going to have to start training those referees not to sit in the middle of our view there, Nat. But Canada holding a strong defence here in the corner. Looks like we've got a signal to the surface. Looks like an illegal knockdown. So that one there for the viewers at home, Nat. Player stopping the puck off a flick using something other than their bat.
Yeah, and it's a real shame when it happens because you do lose momentum. You know, I mean, when you've got that run on, you just want to keep that momentum going. So those stoppages are really frustrating. So we've got the Canadians taking the puck here and trying to flick it through to their forward line, but just the Colombians are really strong there.
Yeah, we see that move you were talking about earlier, Nat, where the Canadians making that move to the wall. We've got a really strong drive in the corridor here from Colombia. Look at the numbers down there, Nat, streaming towards the goal tray, but looks like the Canadians have managed to just sweep that one across.
Yeah, fantastic. They should be really pleased with that. But Colombians curling it back round and going for another drive. And look at the numbers. Look at the yellow bathers. They look great in the yellow bathers. They really stand out, and you can see the numbers.
They've just recycled that behind the puck. Goal being signalled. Number 12, 11. For number white, 11, Michelle Herrera.
Vice captain.
Yeah, the vice captain there. So, well done. Bueno. I don't know how to say effort in Colombian, but I can say good. So that's Spanish, but that's about as far as I get.
Yeah, I think we got the sentiment, Nick. I think it's just all good. And now we've got a timeout for Colombia, and they're not playing their captain today, Nick. She didn't allude to why she wasn't in the water when I was talking to her this morning. She was quite, just very coy about it actually. So she was sitting out for the first game.
Yeah, look, maybe coming to terms with the cold weather here. And there she is, giving some instructions to the team from the side. Once again, we see Sergio. Look at that gesticulation from the team. Do you think they're happy in the sub-bench there, Nat?
Interesting you should say that. I was talking to someone yesterday and we were looking at all the warm-up games and the person I was talking to, Matt, said, look, I never know. They're just so passionate whether they're telling players off or actually, boosting them up. It's always passionate.
But look, the Canadian girls there still got their heads up, looking intently to the coach. You're the coach of a team in the past, Nat. When you're in this kind of position, what kind of messages are you giving your players?
All positive. You pump them up, Nick. You tell them what they're doing well. You don't focus on what they're not doing because that's not going to change anything. And, you want them to enjoy what they're doing and you'll get the best from them then.
Yeah, so we're back underway here. Just over 4.5 minutes left to go. As the Colombian girls winning that strike again. They've got some quick players there and recycling that puck across to the far wall, Nat.
Yeah, look, it's interesting you say that, Nick, because they do. They really back their fast players. They had 3 defenders on the surface, which I find quite, if I was in the back line, I'd be down there anyway. But they've obviously got a lot of confidence in that speed. And it's great to see them going, across the whole width of the court. This is really good.
Really opening it up, switching it out, and then recycling it to that back who's now put a strong drive through that centre corridor. And, when you're attacking as a team, that's really an underwater hockey where you want that puck, is recycling up that corridor.
Yeah, they're using the whole space, drawing the players across, and then that creates gaps. And like you said, Nick, straight then up the centre. But, look, the Canadians are managing to clear it out to the wall when they do those drives. So I'd be pretty happy as their coach.
Yeah, look, 6-0 at this stage is a solid result. We look back to the seedings from the previous Worlds, and these Colombian under-19 girls were 4th. And the Canadian girls down in 7th. So, this is a really strong performance from them against what is one of the top 4 teams in Colombia.
Nick, I've got a question for you. With our viewers that are watching the live stream, is there any way that they can give us feedback about, our commentary and what they're seeing?
Yeah, so I'll get to that. We've got a no goal being signalled from referee number 22 there. They've called an illegal knockdown, so stopping the puck with something other than their bat. Yeah, look, Nat, we're really trying to put some effort into the stream here, and not just the images, but giving a bit more. We've had the Glory Days show going, and we had a glory moment this morning with Stu on the couch as we recap the day, as the game gets back underway here. The Canadians, again, trying to take that to the wall. But we'd love to hear your comments. You can post up in the chat on the side of the stream, or you can send us an email at info@hobart2017.com, or through the Facebook page or the website. Get in touch. Let us know your feedback. If you want to get on and do some commentary, if you're lucky enough to be here, then come on down. So the Colombians there, I would almost say that was an Australian-esque switch. Maybe all those trips to Medellin have paid off, and they're starting to steal some of our Australian tactics.
Yeah, you've got to be careful, Nick. We don't want to give away too many of our secrets, but No, it's nice to see an open game. I think everyone likes to play an open game, and it really does show your individual skills. If you're out there on your own in the open, what you can do with it, how you can draw in a player, and whether you can get round them.
Strong drive from Columbia there. That player really making a fast break. The game's starting to open up a bit towards the end here with a few less numbers. The girls, obviously, first game jitters, would have thrown everything they had into that first 20 minutes. And with only 2 minutes to go, we're starting to see the numbers on the bottom dropping. But look at this, 4 Colombian girls streaming towards. They always have that player lurking in the corridor that's just picked the puck up there. She's got it under her body. She's trying for that goal tray. Looks like a referee playing advantage on the surface. But no, it's been pulled up. And it looks like it's actually going to go against Columbia. And I think the call there is probably going to be for obstruction, Nat. So from what we saw at the end there, she's lost the puck behind her and she's got the puck with her body protecting it. Oh, no, we've got gloving on that one. So just pushing it through on the glove.
Yeah, I'd agree with both of your statements there, Nick. Yeah, she looked like she lost it and the defender can't get through then. But in the process of losing it, she's obviously used a bit of glove. So a little bit clumsy, I suppose. But when you've got the goal in front of you, you do anything to put it in.
Yeah, the Canadians looking like they're just parking the bus here towards the end, Nat, just getting that puck to the wall, really trying to lock the game up. But, the Colombians again with this switch. She's got that Dolphin. Look at the speed breaking across the centre there.
Yeah, interesting to break into Dolphin right there. You lose a little bit of manoeuvrability, but she was backing herself with the speed, I suppose.
It's almost a Richie Lane-esque move for our Australian viewers out there from some late 90s kind of action. But they've recycled it and managed to keep it in the middle here, Columbia. They're really good getting those numbers in behind and supporting, curling, passing back to the player behind them and getting those rotations driving through the corridor. Yeah,
this would be really tiring for the Canadians. You know, this is where they want it to be pretty straight line and on the wall because it would make it easier for them to defend. But look, great for the Colombians. 50 seconds to go and they're using the whole pool and it's just paid off.
Yeah, look, they've recycled that out of the corner. It's strong 45 dry to the coal tray. Referee Simon Talbot there, player number 1 scoring that goal. So that's Isabella Cardoza. Now, Isabella is actually one of the youngest players here, Natalie, and she was last night had the honour of reading the Olympic oath out to all the players in Spanish. So to all the Colombians back home, Isabella did you proud last night. I was amazed at the steadfast confidence of these young players as they read out those oaths.
Yeah, I know, Nick. It's amazing. When I started, young guys these days, the under-19s, they stand up, they can speak really clearly. They're not afraid of the microphone.
No, well, I mean, 800 people in that stadium last night where we had the opening, and I know I was certainly sweating, and there were a few moments where I started over myself, but these players, they were steadfast. They didn't miss a beat. So 10 seconds to go. Canada managing just to clear that to the wall, getting some numbers there, but Colombians, they've done enough in this game. 7-0 victory to Colombia in this game number 2. First game of the day here, Nat. Thanks for joining me in the booth.
Thank you for coming along, Nick. It's a lonely job doing it on your own. It's so much nicer having a second person. But looking forward to the rest of the comp. Can't wait to see how it all unfolds and how the seedings end up. Well done.
All right, Nat, I'm just going to grab a player for a quick interview on the pool deck. If you want to keep the viewers entertained, we'll keep it going.
I can do. Yeah, like Nick said, 800 people at the opening ceremony. Just a great effort. I didn't get along there myself, but heard it was a fantastic night. So we've got both courts. The second court, New Zealanders, Australia under-19s, just coming to an end now. They've got 20... I think they've got still a couple of minutes. Another tight game. 7-0. The Canadians have to be pretty pumped. And they've got I think they've got another 2 games today. So it's going to be a big day for those girls. However, I think, they played a great game and they'd have to be pretty happy with their defence. For the first half, they had most of the play up in Colombia's defence. So they've got to take something away from that. And I think... they've got to back themselves and use the space, get it up on the opposition's defence and, see what they can do. Nothing to lose. Okay, so Nick's on the pool deck and it's all happening. He's ready for an interview. Here we go.
Check the levels there. You've got me. You just have to talk to the microphone, Isabella. So joining me on the pool deck, I've got Isabella Franco. Isabella, congratulations. First game out of the way.
Yeah, it's our first game. We're so excited because we won, and it was an amazing match.
The Canadian girls, they really had you guys under pressure there a lot of times with only 8 players. That's a great effort from them.
Yeah, they played way good.
So you look very excited, Isabella. How's Hobart treating you? Are you enjoying Hobart?
Yeah, Hobart is amazing. I love people here, and the weather is cool, but I rather mind weather.
And Sergio looks like he's doing a great job here at his first Worlds tournament.
Yeah, it's my first Worlds, but we have trained so much, so we're just enjoying